I wonder what my lady would say. I wonder what my lady would say. I wonder what my lady would say.
Hello, my name is Mallory. You're watching GCTV. I'm here with Taryn, who works at the Franklin County Technical School. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to meet you.
Can you tell me about the food pantry at the Franklin Tech? Why did the school decide to create one?
Yes, so a few months ago, I started the food pantry at the Franklin County Technical School, which is open to our students. There has been an increased demand in students looking for food either throughout the school day or while they are at home. So we started this pantry to meet that need.
Can you tell me about the need in the Franklin Tech community for a food pantry?
Yes, so our students, a lot of them either have extracurriculars such as sports or clubs, or they work a job. So sometimes they might not be home for up to 12 hours or even more than 12 hours. So providing additional food throughout the school day and at home on the weekends, on holiday breaks, things like that, is a really important thing to do. And everything is super expensive right now, so it's nice to meet that need.
What does the creation of the food pantry say about the larger needs of this area?
Yeah, I think that's a good point too. We live in a rural area. Access is sometimes limited to resources, so it's nice to be able to bring that resource to the students. They're already going to be at school, so the fact that they can access extra food is amazing and hopefully breaks down a barrier for them.
I know you have a larger job within the high school. Can you tell me about what you do in your job?
Yes, so my role is a high school counselor, so I work with 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. I have a set caseload. We split by shop for the upperclassmen, and then we have a dedicated 9th grade counselor. So I work with upperclassmen. It's an amazing job. It's very fun. It can be really tough sometimes too, but it's a really fun job. We have a hand in everything from the social emotional needs of our students to academic and career counseling. You name it, pretty much we try to help our students figure out kind of their next step and how we can support them and how they can have a successful time at Franklin County Tech.
Can you tell me about your path to becoming a counselor?
Yeah, so I went to college for psychology. I always knew I wanted to be in a helping profession. I didn't necessarily know what, but I chose psychology. I stuck with it. I stayed for my degree in counseling, and I knew I wanted to work in high school. So that's kind of my favorite spot to be.
When you were younger, did you want to become a counselor?
I didn't know that I wanted to be a counselor necessarily. I wanted to help people in some way, shape, or form. And for me, getting to build relationships with students over the time that they're in high school, which is 4 years, is really cool. You get to see them grow and change, and it's awesome to be able to help them either settle in the career that they are looking for, go for some additional vocational training, send them off to college, send them into the military, whatever their path is. It's nice to be able to see that flourish.
What is your favorite part of your job?
I would say my favorite part is, I kind of already said this, but watching the kids grow over the time that they're at the tech school. I mean, they come in when they're in 9th grade, they're between 13 and 14 years old, and when they graduate, so much time has passed, and they're different people, and it's nice to see what they've accomplished while they're there and kind of what their next steps are. So I think that's my favorite, and working with their families, because you build a relationship with their families as well throughout that time.
What is your least favorite part of your job?
Least favorite? I don't think I necessarily have a least favorite part. The job can be challenging, of course. Every job comes with challenges, so I don't think I have a least favorite necessarily.
What advice would you give to someone who hopes to have a career like yours?
That's a good question. I would say shadow someone in a position that you think that you would like. So if you are interested in working in the schools, see if you can shadow someone for a couple of days, just so you can actually get a feel for what they do in a day. Being a counselor, every day is different. You never know really what's gonna walk through your door, what the presenting concern is. So there's a lot of different things that you kind of have to be prepared for. So I would say definitely shadow. And try different levels. See if you're interested in elementary school, middle school, high school, even college counseling, because they're all very different. So that would be my suggestion.
How does your job as a counselor relate to the creation of a food pantry?
So as a counselor, something that you're always looking out for is making sure that your students or your clients' basic needs are met. because if there's a basic need that's not met, it's really hard for somebody to continue to flourish. If we have a need such as access to food, it's going to impede their success in other areas. And we're talking about students who are learning and physically, a lot of them physically working since they're at a vocational school. So we need to make sure that they are able to function as best as they can, and part of that is having access to food. So I think it directly relates to my role in just making sure that everyone is as safe and as healthy as they possibly can be, and that way they're able to access school better too.
How does an organization go about making a food pantry?
Good question too. So I didn't really know how to start the food pantry. I knew there was a need for it, but I didn't know where to start. So I reached out. The way that we did it was I reached out to the Food Bank of Western Mass, and Kate helped me with every step from application to the inspection that we had. She walked me through, and she was absolutely amazing. And also, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 501c3 sponsor, which is the Brickhouse Community Resource Center. So thank you so much. That was kind of the path that we went down, and Kate walked me through. After we got the application and the inspection all set, we were able to open our pantry.
Where does the money for a food pantry come from?
Mostly right now we are accepting donations, so either monetary donations, or if individuals would like to drop off food, we will take that for the pantry as well. So that's the funding is all donation based as of right now. And there was a grant through Franklin County that we received. I just found out about that too, so that's the bulk of it.
How is it helpful for a school to have a food pantry instead of having food pantries in churches?
So I think they're all great resources in the community. I think one thing that makes us a little bit different is the piece about access. So if I live 2 miles away from the church, I might not have the ability to walk 2 miles. I might not be able to take a bus. Somebody might not be able to drive me. But if I'm already going to be at my school, it's right there, and you can access that any day. So I think all the resources that we do have available are absolutely amazing. We absolutely need them, and I think ours just works for our students. So if there are individuals out there who are looking for food, but they're not a student at the tech school, we have a page on our website with a link to additional resources in the community, so someone can find a pantry close to them.
How do students and families access the food pantry at Franklin Tech?
So during the school year, we are open anytime. So if a student sends an email or comes into the office, we'll take them to the pantry. During the summer, we are open Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to noon. So if you need food during that time, somebody will bring you back and help you get set up with food for the time that you need it.
Can people outside of the Franklin Tech community use the pantry?
So at this point in time, no, it's only open to our students.
Okay.
But there are those additional resources in Franklin County that I mentioned that we do have. So in case someone is in need, that's a good place to check.
What types of food and resources are available at the Franklin Tech food pantry?
So our pantry also has maybe 3 different locations, if you will, within the school. So we have supplemental food items offered in the guidance and the nurse's office, and then we also have that's more like peanut butter crackers or cheese crackers, granola bars, a piece of fruit, something grab and go kind of. The food that needs to be prepared and taken home is in a separate spot in the school, and that's what, if you needed to access the pantry, you would come in, you would let me know, and I would fill you up a bag to take home. So more of like pasta, sauce, canned vegetables, things of that nature, oatmeal.
How does the food pantry at Franklin Tech collaborate with local organizations or businesses?
So far we've collaborated with the Food Bank and the Brickhouse Community Resource Center. That's the collaboration up until this point, but I would love to kind of open that up, maybe increase our partnerships and see if we can have more fresh items, things of that nature. So that's something that I would like to see how the foreseeable future goes, and then see if we can open that up a little bit and expand our partnerships.
What role do students play in the operation and maintenance of the food pantry?
So beginning this year, I'm hoping to have a couple student volunteers help me with inventory. I also am the advisor for the National Honor Society, so students need to complete 60 hours of community service by the time they graduate. So I'm hoping to tie those pieces together and have some help and support from the students in managing those pieces. So that's, I'm assuming, the route it's going to take this year.
How does the presence of a food pantry at Franklin Tech impact student well-being and academic performance?
So the way I kind of think of it is, I know that I can't learn on an empty stomach, and I couldn't go to work on an empty stomach, and you couldn't either, you know what I mean? So it's nice to be able to help set students up for success. They have so much that they deal with every day, things at home, things at school, social media, the day and age that they live in now. It's a tough time to grow up. So if we can help that not be a concern for them, and they can have a full belly and learn the best they can, that's exactly what we want for them.
Are there any plans to expand or change the food pantry services at Franklin Tech in the future?
So right now we only have foods that are non-perishable. We do not have refrigeration, so I'm hoping that maybe we'll give it another school year. We'll see if the need is still there, and then maybe we can increase what we offer in terms of refrigerated items and freezer items, things of that nature. So that would be, if we were to expand, that's the route that I would look at.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I feel like that pretty much covers it. This is something that I'm super passionate about. I'm really glad that it was able to get off the ground, and I had a lot of help from other individuals in our school, and obviously folks at the food bank and the brick house. So I'm just very grateful that we're able to offer this resource to our students. So I think that covers it. But
Well, thank you so much for your time.
thank you. It was so nice to be here, and I really appreciate you having me.
No problem. And thanks for watching GCTV. See you next time.